All right, good day today. Got some parts in here. Lime green. They are side panels for a 2024 KLX300. And then we have rear fender also. I also have a front fender on order, but it did not come in with these parts. Now, when you order these, you have to order the green sections left and right and the black sections left and right. They do not come together. They're separate part numbers. And then you have to put 3 screws in the back and screw them together. We'll either put the part numbers down below in the link, or I'll at least get the camera on all the part number tags here shortly. Now, for the front fender, rear fender, these 4 pieces, my dealer treats me pretty good. 5-Star Power Sports in Duncansville. I had $188 in the total of these parts. Rear fender, front fender, and these 4. But you could be up to, I don't know what the retail is on these. I mean, you may end up being like $250 to $300 depending on how your dealer treats you. Okay, there's the before. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pop. Taking this off is all pretty simple. If you can't do that, you probably shouldn't even try to do this, but I'm going to pop the side panels off, 8mm bolts, pull the seat off. There'll be a couple bolts. Of course, this is a different fender. Your factory fender will have your tool kit on top of it, and I believe there's maybe 2 bolts under the seat. I'm going to go ahead and take all this off, and then I will check back in here in a few moments. Okay, I had the factory stuff torn off the bike here. Right away, there are a couple issues that I see. They must have, on the frame of the bike, they changed a couple of the mounting points, I think, for the fender, and it looks like on the side panel, they did a couple different things here. Let me show you. On this new side panel, they have your seat mounting hole. I'll hold this up here. You got the seat mounting hole, you have the lower one here, but up front, instead of a bolt, what they did is they put a little tip that would push into a rubber grommet, and then this would clamp into the bottom of the radiator shroud. And I'm not getting radiator shrouds because they are ungodly expensive. So what I'm going to do here, since this has the threaded insert, I don't want to modify the bike in case I would ever sell this and the person wants to put the original plastic back on. I'm going to cut this nubbin off, and I'm going to drill. I'm going to cut this nubbin off, and right where that nubbin would be, I'm going to drill a hole directly through the plastic. And then I'm just going to bolt back in the original area where there was a bolt and put it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of do that and see where we're at here. All right, I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. This is the left side panel, thumber plate if you will. I'm going to show you how I cut this nipple off and how I'm drilling through. Just take this thing. Okay, I whack that nipple off, then get a drill, and you want to drill right where that nipple was. Get in front of the camera, you idiot. Take that drill right about there, start it slow. Okay, get it through there, and I'm going to try to keep it straight somewhat and go right through the panel. just like that. All right, there's your hole. Get in, God, finding the freaking camera sucks. Right there's your hole, because you have to keep this piece right here because that's what spaces it out the proper distance so it meets the radiator shroud. So you have to keep that. And this will bolt up. I'm using, let me find it here. This right here. Little black Phillips. You can use anything you want, but the Phillips is going to lay a little bit smoother so you don't catch your legs on it or your pants or anything like that. You could probably even get something a little bit flatter at the hardware store. I just happen to have these here, so that's what I'm using. Okay, so that's the passenger's panel. I've already done that to the, I already have that done to the right side of the bike, and I've test fit it. So what I'm going to do now, I have to deal with my tail tidy back there. I'll show you what I'm talking about right here. Okay, now for any of you guys that have the stock rear fender back on, this probably isn't going to be too informative for you, because I don't know how you would probably have to, if you're going to use this back fender, the 2024, you're probably going to maybe have to get any of the stuff that goes under this fender as far as the tail light stuff. See, I don't have the factory tail light on. I have this little either Poly Sport or a Cherubies setup here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this loose and probably screw it onto the green fender, I believe. I'm going to see what I can do here with it, lining it up, and kind of go from there. So I will check back in here periodically and kind of give you an update. Okay, I'm going to show you here how I have this 2024 fender laying on here. Now, I have not looked at a 2024 up close, like on the dealership floor. So any of you guys with the 2024s will have to kind of chime in. This is the post that would, on the factory fender, you wouldn't see this. It would be under or flush with it. Now, as you can see, since I have this tail tidy all gone, and this is my homemade deal back here, I have these actually laying over this. Probably about 3/16 of an inch of this is showing. So what I'm doing is putting like a piece of rubber on here that's a little bit higher than that piece itself. And I'm going to tighten down. These are the bolts I used on my Meyer rear fender. I'm going to put this down and it will tighten against the rubber little grommet here and keep the fender on. That's what's going to hold it. As you can see, you have these two holes here, which would be used on the 24. And also you have two holes here that would probably mount to, I'm sure the 2024 inner fender here comes up and probably pins to this, or this screws to it. So you're going to have a gap here, which I'm just going to take some Gorilla Tape or something like that, put across here just to keep the mud from flying up in here like crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and get my bolts in this top piece here. What I did is my little tail tidy piece here, I actually bolted it to the subframe instead of drilling holes through the fender. I may do that later on, but I don't really like the way the light sticks down there. But with the way my turn signals are on here, I can't get it tucked up in as nice as I would like it. So I'm going to run it this way for now, and I may adjust that a little bit later on. But I'm going to go ahead and put these in, bolt it up, and probably throw the side panels on here, and we can kind of take a look at it here in a few minutes. And also, here's a side look. You can see that's what will be showing on the subframe there, sticking out. I may paint that black. For now, I'm just going to let it alone and get everything mounted up, kind of see how everything works out, and check in a little bit. All right, seat is not on yet. There's a view. Coming up, there's my hole that I drilled with my black bolt. Now you can see with the 2021 shroud, it doesn't come down like the 24 does, but it does go right underneath it along there. Of course, you got your bolt in here. I don't have my seat on yet. There's the gap I was talking about. Now it was sitting a little off kilter right here because under the seat. So I had to put a little foam block right there on top of the subframe to hold that up, to level it out. One thing I'm not happy with, this was all wrapped up perfectly when I got it, and it's real dull right on the end here. It kind of bums me out. This side, from having the aftermarket tank, the fitment here was really tight. I actually had to loosen this bolt up a little bit and loosen the tank up a little bit to get this up underneath here. But this bolts in just the same as the other side right there. When you put this one in, you got to kind of pull back a little bit on this panel, put this in. Then of course my seat bolts are last, and they're actually pretty nice. They're pretty much right on. I don't think I'll have any issue there. But these here, you want to let this loose, get it started, let it loose, and get this one started. Then I have these two run in right now the whole way. So they're tightened up. So I'm going to go ahead and put the seat on here and see what it looks like. First, I'm going to get some Gorilla Tape and put across here and seal this up so I don't got, even from my Meyer fender that I had on there, I had some dirt coming through right in there, you can see. But I'm going to go ahead and get some tape on there, sealed up, then go ahead and throw the seat on. Okay, part numbers. That's the left-hand black piece. This will be the right-hand black lower section. Okay, this will be the upper left green side panel. This will be the upper upside down, right there. The upper right green side panel. And this is the rear fender. There you go. And like I said, that group of parts for me out the door was $188, and that included, the $188 includes, I also paid for the front fender, which was pretty pricey. The front fender, I think that thing lists for like 60 bucks, $50 or $60, but that was included in my $188. So that's what you get for $188. Minus I had the front fender coming yet. Okay, kind of give you a close-up of the fitment. There's a little screw I had to drill the hole and put in. So it looks down there. There's your seat coming up. There's the side panel to fender, side panel to fender. I put two little plugs in these existing holes. And this is my aftermarket setup. I'm going to adjust this probably so that it's up against the fender here, but I just wanted to get everything on and fit it up. There's the subframe piece. I'll probably paint that black, and there's the seat on the back. And if I can get over here, I'll just show you how this looks. There's your bottle, and kind of here's what it looks like up as far as what you can see there. You can still get in there for shock adjustment. And of course I still have the all black seat, which I'm gonna keep because I like to have to break it up. All right, so there we go. Project complete. Not something for everybody when you're spending 200 bucks just to make it look like an updated bike. But do I want to go buy a 2024? No. Do I like the look of the 2024? Yeah. So to me it was worth it to go ahead and do it. And I think it looks pretty good, and hopefully the front fender comes in. I'm hoping next week, maybe. This is Wednesday. Hopefully it's in by next week and I can get that on. And maybe eventually, I'm not going to do the shrouds. The shrouds, I believe, I think they are like $175 for one side, and the other side for some reason is even more expensive. So I will never do those. But I may do the headlight and lamp once. I got to see how expensive it is. But I like the upgrade. I like the look. So that's the way I'm going to keep it. And see what's in the back there. There's old Katie back there. She's all cleaned up and ready to go up for sale because we'll be getting another new bike here shortly to replace her. Remember to like, subscribe, grab a Dual Sport, get the monkey in with it, and get outside. See you later.